Hey you, yeah you who clicked on this video. Thanks for giving our channel a shot. And if you will, please do us the honor of watching the video all the way through. Appreciate it. Now onto the video. So House of the Dragon, episode 5, We Light the Way. This is a interesting episode. So we start this episode with Lady Rhea and her cousin talking to each other while Lady Rhea is on a hunt. Her cousin wants to know whether or not she wants to have company on her hunt. She says no. She says she'd rather ride alone. So as she's riding, she is approached by a cloaked man, and it turns out to be Daemon, her husband. She's basically hurling insults at him the entire time, like she doesn't understand who she's talking to, and that he obviously has a screw loose. And as she's talking to him, he's motioning toward her horse, and he gets the horse to rear up on her and then pushes the horse over so that it falls on her, crippling her to the point where she can't move anymore. He then decides that he's going to walk off and leave her that way, just I guess leave her to die. And then she pops off with the most insulting remark, I guess, to him and his pride, which is that he could never finish. Never mind the fact that they've never consummated their particular marriage, but whatever. And so he takes this insult not too kindly, picks up a rock, and does her in. So then we are greeted to Viserys at sea on his way to meet Lord Corlys Velaryon. He has his new hand, and Rhaenyra, and Sir Criston with him. Then we get to Lord Hightower, who's leaving King's Landing. And he is met by Lady Alicent, his daughter, and they basically have a conversation about the fact that Lord Hightower believes that Lady Alicent chose Rhaenyra over her own son and over him, her father, and that this decision is not going to end well for her because essentially when the king dies, for Rhaenyra to secure her succession to the throne, she will more than likely have to kill Lady Alicent's son, Aegon. So, they go back and forth about that and leave some doubts in Lady Alicent's mind. Then we see that Viserys goes to meet Lord Corlys, but he is not at the initial meeting place, but rather he's at the Hall of Nine. Then we see the Queen at the Kingswood, basically speaking to the new Lord Hand's son, Lord Strong's son, about Lord Hightower and his banishment. And he suggests that Lady Rhaenyra is in fact unwell because on the night that she was accused of bedding her uncle, the Grand Maester brought her a tea, which sows more doubt in Alicent's mind as to Rhaenyra's chastity. Corlys' daughter takes Rhaenyra on, and we see Lord Corlys and Lord Viserys, or King Viserys, meeting, and we see that the king is not well. He is quite sick. We notice that he's also missing more fingers than he was previously. So they reveal that, or Lord Corlys reveals that Daemon's wife died in a hunting accident, which we know was no accident. And the king proposes that Lord Corlys' son, Laenor, will marry Rhaenyra. Corlys wishes to know what the process of succession is and whether or not their child, when it is a son, will keep the name Velaryon, or will he be saddled with the name Targaryen. A compromise is struck, and Viserys basically says, look, when he's born, he will be a Velaryon, but when he ascends the throne, he will take the name Targaryen to continue the dynasty. Lord Corlys reluctantly agrees. And then we get a scene with Rhaenyra and Laenor, in which basically Rhaenyra just flat out calls Laenor out as being gay and says, look, we don't have to necessarily be in love or anything like that. We'll do our duty. I'll give you a son. We'll continue the dynasty. And after that, you can pursue whatever appetites you have, and I will pursue mine, which basically means that he'll go off with his lover and she'll go off with Lord or Sir Criston, Criston Cole, because that's who she likes currently. So they seem to agree on this particular arrangement. All is well, right? Wrong. So, Lord Corlys and Lady and the Queen that never was, his wife, talk about Laenor and his proclivities toward the same sex. Lord Corlys is confident that it's just a phase. We know otherwise. But Lord Corlys' wife is far more worried about whether or not Laenor will be in danger due to Rhaenyra's right to the throne being challenged by the Lords of Westeros. Then we are introduced to Joffrey Longmouth, which is a really weird name for for Selena's lover. And they talk about the future and what will happen to both of them. And Lord Laenor basically suggests that he will be, that he will be alone. And then Sir Joffrey suggests that he will just be Laenor's lord and protector, and that they can continue on with their relationship since Rhaenyra has no real attraction to Laenor other than doing her duty. So then Rhaenyra and Sir Criston talk about not being able to choose her own fate and whether or not they can run away together as opposed to accepting their responsibilities. Rhaenyra tells Criston that that's not possible. Sir Criston is obviously not okay with this. So he kind of storms off after she just doesn't agree to marry him and run off to Braavos. So at the king's return of King's Landing, he collapsed from his ailments. Sir Criston is summoned to the Queen Alicent's chambers, where she is going to question him about whether or not Rhaenyra and Daemon basically had sex. But he, not understanding the assignment, just admits to sleeping with Rhaenyra and asks that he not be tortured, but rather just killed. But curiously, the Queen, Lady Alicent, lets him go. The Grand Maester and his assistant attend to Viserys, and basically we can see that arm's got to come off, man. Like, it's got to come off. But I don't think that they have the medical expertise to amputate a limb effectively. So he's just really suffering, and he's asking his new hand, Lord Strong, whether or not his legacy will live on and whether he'll be talked about fondly after his death. And then he falls asleep. So then we get to see the royal wedding, or at least the wedding procession, start up. First person introduces Jason Lannister, who was originally the number one suitor for Rhaenyra, but she rebuffed him. We also get to see all the other lords, but we notice that Queen Alicent is noticeably late. We also see that Lord Royce is distressed over the death of his cousin. And just as, Rhaenyra is giving condolences to Lord Royce and telling him that, that they will do anything that they can to support the Vale in this time, House Valerian enters with great fanfare. Everybody's up, everybody's clapping, it's a celebration. And late as ever, always needing to make an entrance, Daemon comes in, takes his place at the king's table, the gall of this man. And then we get one more entrance during the king's speech, which is Queen Alicent. She is noticeably wearing green, which are the colors of Old Town when they're about to go to war. And Viserys continues his speech and announces that there will be 5 days of tournament and feasting, at the end of which a wedding will occur. The dance begins, and we see everybody kind of plotting and planning and hating on Rhaenyra and Laenor. Then, all of a sudden, we get Lord Royce calling out Daemon and basically saying that he will answer for him murdering Lord Royce's cousin. Daemon then basically says, you have found unfounded accusations, so you ain't gonna do shit. And then he inquires about his inheritance, being that he is the only relative that she had before she died. He will inherit Runestone. So we see planning on all sides. And Laenor, with the help of Sir Joffrey, discovers that Sir Criston is in fact Rhaenyra's lover. So Sir Criston decides that Sir Joffrey decides that he's going to set Sir Criston straight and let him know what the arrangement is. And you know that this isn't going to go well with Sir Daemon. Or not with Sir Daemon, with Sir Criston. Daemon and Rhaenyra have an argument in High Valyrian, as they do. So they're basically like arguing with each other on the dance floor, which the king notices. And then there's a large disturbance in which a bunch of soldiers enter into the Great Hall. And during this time, Sir Criston basically puts the boots to Sir Joffrey and kills him, literally right then and there. Sir Laenor cries bitterly over Sir Joffrey's dead body. And Sir Criston goes to the Kingswood to basically lay down his sword and commit seppuku, basically, as Rhaenyra is marrying Sir Laenor, and Sir Laenor is taking his vows with tears in his eyes over his dead lover. And just as Sir Criston is going to kill himself, the Queen Alicent stops him, and that's where the episode ends. So you guys tell me what you think this is gonna signify. I mean, we know that in episode 6 there's gonna be a significant time skip. A lot of the original cast is going to be replaced by their older counterparts. So how do you guys feel about that? Do you think that this is going to be a good thing? Do you think that, even though we've gotten to know these actors portraying these characters, do you think that another set of actors can round out the season competently to the point where we won't notice the difference in performances? Let me know what you think about this episode in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the next one. 8-Bit Heroes out. Peace! If you'd like to get a shout out on the channel, then hit that like button, maybe share it with a couple of friends, and do us the biggest honor of all, and subscribe to the channel so you can join the 8-Bit Heroes family. And while you're at it, hit that bell icon so you can be notified when our new videos come out.